In the next scene, we see Gu-won arriving at the hotel where the protagonist is working, and he meets her right at the entrance. Despite having a lot to talk about and both wanting to spend time together, Sarang needs to continue her shift, so Gu-won waits for her to be free. At night, we shift to the conversation between our young couple, and Gu-won starts by talking about his meeting with his mother. Then, Sarang shares a bit about her experience at the place and that it will soon be sold, which is why all the staff are in a bit of a panic. The protagonist also agrees with her beloved that she will return to Hotel King as soon as the peak season at her current hotel is over, as she doesn't want to leave her colleagues in a bind. The next day, we see Pyonghwa finally standing up to that commanding officer. The man was once again bothering her to go out with him, pushing her to her limit. Pyonghwa kicks him in the groin and loudly announces so her colleagues can hear that it was the man who filed that document without her knowledge. Ro-woon also takes action, threatening the commander in front of everyone, saying that if he bothers Pyonghwa again, he should watch out because Ro-woon will make him pay. Meanwhile, we see Gu-won deciding to stay a few more days at the hotel, and in a meeting with the management team, he announces his intention to buy the place and change the management so that the staff no longer have to suffer under an incompetent superior. Back at Hotel King, Sarang feels that working there is no longer the same, and Gu-won doesn't confront his father for what he did to his beloved. Now, as the hotel president, Gu-won knows that fighting over issues that can be resolved without arguments is the best option since his father can no longer do anything to Sarang. At night, we switch to Waran at home, and after a fight with her ex-husband who is fighting for a divorce, Ji-hoo catches his mother with tears in her eyes. The little boy promises to return to the US so as not to bother her anymore, and all the resentment Waran was feeling at that moment is released as she cries more and more, hugging her son. The next day, we see Deul also resolving her work issues. Her superior wanted someone to be fired even though the girls met their monthly target. The woman even threatened Deul, saying she was good friends with someone in the King Group administration. However, after a surprise visit from Gu-won and Sang-sik, the superior realized she had gone too far with someone who was friends with the Hotel King's president. Thus, Deul, who is not foolish enough to accept the woman's insincere apology, informed her that she would report every time she committed fraud by charging unauthorized purchases to the company card and demanding overtime that others fulfilled. In the next scene, we move to a meeting between the protagonist and Gu-won. He takes her to the first restaurant where they had dinner together and was prepared to propose, but Sarang surprises him with the news that she wants to leave Hotel King. Gu-won thinks it's not the right time for this, so he doesn't even present the beautiful ring he had bought and instead listens to try to understand what's bothering her. Sarang believes it's time to build her own story, meaning she wants to find a place to start her hotel, a place where she feels has everything she always wanted from working at the King Group, a place where love will blossom. But first, Sarang needs time to find the right location, and before anything else, she has to officially resign. It's quite a surprise for Gu-won, but he's very happy to see that his love has found a purpose that makes her happy. At the same time, he is barred from helping her financially, as Sarang wants to handle all of that herself. The next day, the protagonist proceeds with her resignation, and over lunch with Gu-won's father, she shares her next steps. Now, the atmosphere between them is a bit better since the last time they talked, he had removed her from the royal smile and practically erased her existence. Sarang then bids farewell to her old royal smile team, and they even prepared a gift for their beloved colleague who is leaving. Meanwhile, changes under Gu-won's management begin to show, and things will be much better than when Waran was in charge. Sang-sik also gets a promotion for being a loyal friend for so long, now becoming the strategic planning manager. In the following days, Sarang visits many places searching for the perfect one. After thoroughly checking several locations, the protagonist is very happy with her choice. Her support network is also thrilled with the path Sarang is pursuing, and her grandmother surprises her with a lot of money. It turns out the lady had been saving money since Sarang was little, and after soon he sold that valuable plant her granddaughter had found, she added the proceeds to what she had already saved. The grandmother also saved another stash of money for all the times the protagonist helped her at the restaurant. Now, combining everything, it will be much easier for Sarang to start the renovation of her small hotel, which will also help her avoid being overwhelmed with debt. We cannot overlook how important a grandmother is in our lives. Now we see Sarang spending some days organizing the hotel and preparing everything for its opening. Meanwhile, Gu-won faces Ji-hoo's departure from the family. The little one is really going to return to the US, but on his last night in Korea, Gu-won talks to Hwa-ran, asking her not to raise the boy the same way they were raised since he doesn't deserve the loneliness they experienced. Apparently, Hwa-ran seems not to heed her brother, but when the scene shifts to her taking Ji-hoo to the airport, we see that at the last second, she changes her mind and returns home with him. Returning to our protagonist, we see that the hotel is very cute and relaxing, named Hotel Love because it's meant to be a place where love begins. As soon as she posts online that it's officially open, all the bookings quickly sell out. When Gu-won visits, he fills the garden with flowers as a gift, and he loves the location and the place because it reminds him of the hotel they stayed at when they slept on that island due to the boat owner's mistake, where their love started. Focusing now on our couple, Pyung-hwa and Ro-woon, he takes her to meet his mother. Unfortunately, when they arrive, Pyung-hwa discovers that the lady has already passed away. Remember that handkerchief she bought for the lady? Well, it's inside a package in front of her tombstone. In the next scene, we see that Gu-won finally finds the right moment to propose to our protagonist. In her hotel's courtyard, he kneels down, and Sarang says yes to the beautiful ring in front of her. Now we jump to the wedding day, which was beautiful, with all the important people present for both of them. What did you think of these episodes? I hope you enjoyed the summary. Leave your suggestions in the comments, and subscribe. If you liked the video, like and share it to help me out. Until next time.